Hi, everyone. I'm Lorax, and I'm here to talk about a project that I work on with my partner. Um, it's about software-defined radio plus AI becoming a real-time emergency radio transcription service. Um, that's the email. If you have any questions or suggestions, it'll be again a slide at the end. So, many people will be familiar with the radio room. If you start an entry-level job at the Toronto Star, they'll often throw you into it to listen to the radio. This is what it used to look like, an analog radio scanner, unencrypted, similar to commercial FM broadcast, but on a different frequency. It's still used by businesses, non-emergency services, and volunteer responders. Now we have digital radio. The new radio room can use digital systems like P25 DMR in the US and Tetra in the EU, replacing the old analog. Multiple agencies will share the same frequencies in this technology, and there's a common misconception about the digital radio that it's encrypted by default. It is not. Many channels are encrypted, but many are not. For example, fire emergency response is unencrypted in most jurisdictions. In some jurisdictions, dispatch to police is encrypted, but car-to-car communications in police is unencrypted. Major police operations that disrupt transit might also appear on the unencrypted transit radio reports. And interagency communications are usually unencrypted. This is a record of Halifax, Nova Scotia. So the D is unencrypted, and the DE are the encrypted frequencies. So you can see fire is and dispatch are unencrypted. Anybody with the right technology can listen to it. For cops and certain emergency management, oh wait, no, that's not encrypted. No, it's mostly cops that are encrypted in Halifax. The cost of entry into listening to the radio. This is an analog scanner for non-digital on digital radio. $150. We found it on a catalog. Not too bad. Most freelancers could swing that. If you're trying to listen to digital trunk radio with these sorts of machines, you might be spending $1,000 on a receiver. So can I build my own, but cheaper and better? Yes. This is the hardware that we're using for this project in particular. Software-defined radio plus an antenna kit, which you can get for $100. We just found one at a flea market for like 20. A used computer from Kijiji to run the radio, also to collect the sound files that it spits out. Good luck finding one for $50, but you can do it. It is possible. And then the software equipment, we're using a program called Trunk Recorder. It records calls from trunked radio systems, has a GitHub. This is what it looks like. But our version breaks down where the channel is coming from and also adds AI. So by adding AI to your system, you can go back in time. You can record in text. You can search the text, and this version that we're doing it, we're not using the cloud. It's running locally, so that's much cheaper as well. And this is what it looks like on our website, mpsrn.queer.cat. I don't know if you can see, but it breaks down, like, it's labeled each audio snippet, which channel it's from. We have Halifax Fire, we have the EHS Air, the helicopter, we have the Department of National Defense. CFB Halifax is on here, mostly also their fire agency. And there's a few other channels that are fun. This is where I do a content warning because the example story is quite disturbing. It only happened a couple days ago in Halifax, but there was a fire inside a Walmart and somebody died. So we also have a bit of a news desert going on in Halifax. Like, one of our big newspapers just got bought out by Postmedia. So there hasn't been a lot of local coverage of this issue, but a woman, 19-year-old, working at Walmart, locked herself into an oven. And this was when you go back to the time of the event and you find the dispatch, the different things that the dispatchers said to each other responding to this emergency, you can go back in time and trace the response, figure out what happened from the perspective of the emergency responders. And this is where I'm wondering if the sound will play.
For command on dispatch channel?
Yeah, 10-4, someone repeater and I think our driver's in with us, so we're going to go.
Oh, you can't hear that, can you?
Repeater on. It's a potential crime.
That's okay. Yeah, it's disturbing audio anyway, so I'm all right with not playing it. These are some challenges and future improvements to this. If other people want to run it on their own, in their own jurisdictions, Halifax is a small enough city that we can capture a lot, but the audio from trunk recorder needs to be resampled so that Whisper can transcribe it. It's not the exact format that Whisper wants it in, so you do have to transform it. AI misunderstands common terms and things like common nouns, places. You will have to train it. Even with training, it messes it up. So there's corrections that need to be made to the transcripts. Improvements that could make this tool more useful to newsrooms or journalists is something like alerts on preset words. Then you wouldn't have to check your record, and it could just notify you if it says a word that you flagged, and then also relaying those alerts to something like a Signal work group or Telegram for like more crowdsourced following of news events would be another thing that people could help us to build on top of this if anybody has any ideas for that. And that's my presentation.